What's up YouTube, welcome back to another video on my channel Skotrix, and today as you can see we are back on NBA 2K21 current gen for another build guide video. And in today's video I'm going to be showing y'all how to build the best LeBron James build in NBA 2K21 current gen. This is a super good all around build. It has really good finishing, playmaking, defense, pretty good shooting, and good physicals as well. So it's a good all around build, and it's definitely the best LeBron James build that you can make. It is kind of hard to make a LeBron James build in this game that's a small forward that can do everything, but this is the best version of it. I've looked at a few different builds on YouTube and I've experimented quite a bit with the build creator to come up with this build, and I promise you it is the best version of the LeBron James build. So I'm going to show you how to build it right here. But before we get into that, I just want to mention really quickly, if y'all have not subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you click that sub button. Only about 2% of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to my channel, so if you click that sub button right now, you can join the 2% gang. I really appreciate it, helps out a lot. And also I stream 3 times a week on my second YouTube channel and my Twitch channel simultaneously, so if you're interested in watching streams, make sure you go follow me over there as well. The links to those will be down in the description below. But anyways, without any further ado, let's get right into the video here. Alright, so on this first screen, nothing really matters too much. The only thing that's important is you want your position to be a small forward. The hand, jersey number, name, none of that really matters. You can set that up however you want. Then just go ahead and click continue. Now for the skill breakdown right here, the pie chart, you want to go down to the perfectly balanced blue and yellow or blue and orange one, which is the fourth one, this one right here, finishing and playmaking. This is the pie chart that you're going to want to take so that you can be as good as possible all around. Now obviously your shooting isn't looking amazing, but everything else with this pie chart looks really good. Your playmaking, you're going to be able to get pro dribble moves at 96 overall. You're going to have contact dunks right off the rip as well, elite and pro contact dunks, so that's good. And your defense will also get quite a bit better as we go through the next few slides. So just pick this one right here, blue and yellow, blue and orange, whatever you want to call it. Go ahead and say yes. Now for the physicals profile right here, you're going to want to take this top one, pure speed. This is really the best one for this build so that you can get as much speed as possible, as much vertical as possible, and you're not going to be super weak. You can't really take this balanced one because it just makes you too slow, and you're going to feel really sluggish when you're running around the court with this build. So that's why I 100% recommend taking this top one right here. This is the best pie chart. This is the one you're going to want to take. So just go ahead and say yes, the majority purple, majority speed. Now for the attribute and badge distribution right here for this build, first off, for the finishing, you're going to want to go ahead and max out your driving layup, driving dunk, standing dunk, and then you can put your close shot up right here to a 76 right here, and this will give you 15 finishing badges. If you move this down anymore, you lose a finishing badge. You don't want that. So 76 close shot, maxed out driving layup, maxed out driving dunk, maxed out standing dunk, and again these are going to go up quite a bit as we go through the next few slides, so just upgrade that like that and you'll be good. 15 finishing badges is more than enough. I will also show you how to put on the badges at the end of the video, but 15 will be more than enough, so just set that up like that. Then go down to the shooting right here. For shooting, you want to max out the mid-range, three-pointer, free throw, and then put your post fade up right here, just 1 or 2 to a 47 right there, and that will give you 9 shooting badges, which really isn't that many shooting badges. You're gonna have kind of a tough time shooting. You're gonna be able to shoot, but probably not super consistently. You're not gonna be greening 90% of your shots unless you're like absolutely insane at the game, but it's really going to be kind of tough to shoot with this build. But that's kind of how it has to be also. There's no way to make a build that gets contact dunks, that has an 83 pointer, pro dribble moves, good defense, good physicals, and is like over 6'7", 6'8". It's just impossible to make. So the shooting on this build is decent, not amazing, but it's as good as it can be, and you'll be able to make do with it. It's going to take a little bit of skill, but you'll be able to make do with this shooting. So just set that up just like that. Then go down to the playmaking right here. For playmaking, you want to max out pass accuracy and ball handle as well, and just leave it just like that. You don't want to upgrade post moves because you already have 22 playmaking badges with just upgrading these 2, and that will be more than enough. You're going to be a great playmaker just like LeBron James in real life, and like I said, you will get pro dribble moves also once you get to a 96 overall, and once you get up to a 99.9, you're going to have a super good ball handle as well. So if you want to be breaking ankles with this build, you'll definitely be able to do that, but if not, you'll still have no problem dribbling normally with this build. So just set up the playmaking just like this, more than enough. And then you can go down to the defense right here. First off, for the defense, you want to go ahead and max out your perimeter, then your lateral, steal, block, and your defensive rebound just like that, and you have 2 extra attribute points right here, and you can really put these wherever you want. You can't get any extra badges, so you can just put it into close shot, interior, defense, offensive rebound, whatever you want, but I'm just going to put it into close shot right here, get that up to a 78, and this will be the final attribute and badge distribution for this build. Really good all around, 15 finishing, 9 shooting, 22 playmaking, and 7 defense badges right there to go along with your good all around attributes and physicals as well. So once you have all of your stuff looking like this, you can go ahead and click continue. Now for the body shape, this really doesn't matter. You can choose whichever one you want. It won't affect the build in any way, the badges, the attributes, it won't change any of that. all it does is change how the build looks. So for me, I'll probably just take defined because I think it's the most similar to LeBron, but again, you can choose whichever one you want, then just go ahead and click continue. Now for the height right here, you do want to stay at 6'7". Now I know LeBron is actually listed at 6'8", but the reason you want to stay at 6'7" for this build is because you can't upgrade it to 6'8". Look how much stuff goes down. Your shooting, your finishing, your playmaking by a lot, your defense by a lot, and all of your physicals also by a lot. Your speed is only at an 81, your acceleration's way down, so you really cannot be 6'8" with this build. It's just nowhere near as good. You have to be 6'7". It'll still be similar to LeBron, but you have to be 6'7" for this build. So just go ahead and say yes. Well, I mean, you could be 6'8", but you're just not going to be as good. So 6'7" is definitely where I recommend it right there. Then for the weight right here, you just want to bring your weight all the way down to minimum. The reason you bring it down so low is so you can get your speed all the way up to an 89. And also it brings up your driving layup by 3, which is good. And the only things that really go down are your strength and your interior defense, and those really aren't too important. Those going down a little bit aren't going to affect the build too much in any noticeable way. So just go down to 180 pounds. You're going to be good right here. Trust me, you're going to want it for the speed, acceleration, and layup. 180 pounds, boom. Now for the wingspan right here, you can actually bring this up quite a bit. You want to go all the way up to an 87-inch wingspan, which is +3 right here. And as you can see, this brings up your close shot, driving dunk all the way up to an 85. So you will have the elite and pro contact dunks right off the rip. Your standing dunk goes all the way up to an 88. Your shooting does go down a little bit, but your three-pointer only goes down by 1. So that's not a big deal right there. And all of your defense goes up a little bit as well, so that's good. Plus you'll have the extra wingspan, which will help you out playing in passing lanes and stuff. So this is where you're going to want to take it right here. 87-inch wingspan, boom. Now for the takeover right here, this really doesn't matter. It's personal preference. They're all good except for probably the shot creator. This probably isn't the one you want to go with just because this isn't really much of a shot creating build, but the lockdown, slasher, and playmaker are all good takeovers for this build. So whichever one fits your personal play style, your personal preference is the best, you can go ahead and take that one. But for me, I'll probably just take the slasher one since this build does have contact dunks. It'll be really fun to play with the slasher takeover. So boom. Now as you can see right here, boom, facilitating finisher, shades of Latrell Sprewell, Jeremy Grant, and DeAndre Hunter. But this build is really similar to LeBron James. It does really play like LeBron James, and it's a really good build. So now, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick second to show you how to put on the badges for this build. I recommend you stick around for this. It'll only take a second or two, and hopefully it will help you make this build as good as possible. But first off, here are the final attributes for this build if you want to pause and screenshot this. But now onto the badges right here. First off, for the finishing, you're going to want to go ahead and get contact finisher all the way up to Hall of Fame. Consistent finisher just onto bronze is good enough right there. Relentless finisher all the way up to gold. Slithery finisher all the way up to Hall of Fame. And then with these last few badges right here, you have a little bit of personal preference. But for me, I like putting acrobat onto silver. And then with this last badge right here, I'm going to just go ahead and put it into Lob City finisher right here. But you could also put this into putback boss, fancy footwork, even giant slayer or cross key scorer if you want to. But this is the best way to set up the finishing badges for this build. Trust me, you're going to have no problem finishing at the rim consistently. You're going to get tons of contact dunks, all that good stuff. So just set it up just like this. Go ahead and say yes. And now onto the shooting badges right here. First off, for the shooting badges, you're going to want to go ahead and get range extender onto gold, hot zone hunter onto gold. As long as you have hot zones, that's a super important badge. And then with your last few badges right here, you're going to want to probably go ahead and get either catch and shoot if you're shooting a lot of catch and shoot shots, corner specialist if you're shooting from the corner a lot. You could take Deadeye, but I don't recommend shooting contested shots with this build at all. But what I'm going to get for this build is going to be flexible release. And I know some people might question that, but trust me, it's going to be hard to get greens with this build, and you're going to want flexible release if you're going to be making shots with this build. So that's a super good badge. Flexible release, hot zone hunter, and range extender. Those are the best shooting badges for this build. Go ahead and say yes. Now for the playmaking badges right here, first off, you're going to want to go ahead and get handles for days all the way up to Hall of Fame. Quick first step, same thing. Unpluckable, same thing. Then with your last few badges right here, you're going to want to get dimer all the way up to gold, ankle breaker, space creator, and tight handles all onto bronze, which will unlock every single dribbling animation that you're going to need for this build. And then with these last 4 badges right here, I recommend getting needle threader onto bronze, floor general onto silver, and then downhill also onto bronze, just like that. And you could also get bailout onto bronze. Maybe you don't want downhill, you want bailout instead. It's really up to you, but this is the best way in my opinion to set up the playmaking badges for this build. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. Now onto defense right here. First off, you're definitely going to want to go ahead and get clamps all the way up to gold, intimidator all the way up to gold, and with this last badge right here, you have a little bit of personal preference. You could take rim protector, rebound chaser, tireless defender, pickpocket, pick dodger, interceptor, but for me, I'm going to go ahead and get chase down artist onto bronze, just like that, just so that you can get those LeBron James, block by James, chase down type of blocks. And yeah, that's how I'm going to set up the defense badges right here. You'll be a good defender with this build, trust me. It's not a ton of badges, but you will be a good all-around defender, so just go ahead and say yes. And there you guys go. That is how you build the best LeBron James build in NBA 2K21 current gen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. video. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe to my channel if you're new. Like I said, I upload daily NBA 2K21 content, and only 2% of people who watch my videos are actually subbed to my channel. So if you click that sub button right now, you can join the 2% gang. And also I stream 3 times a week simultaneously on my second YouTube channel and my Twitch. The links to those will be down in the description. Make sure you go check me over there as well. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Alright, peace.